Okay, I am talking with Scott Morris from Arcane Wonders.
Hello, interwebs. How are you? I'm Scott Morris. I'm Vice President of Business Development at Arcane Wonders, and we are the makers of Mage Wars. This is the customizable strategy game of dueling mages. The concept is really simple. You get to play a mage. Your opponent is going to enter on one end of the arena, and you are going to enter on the other end of the arena. You are each going to come with a pre-built spell book, and this is the thing that really differentiates our game. In other games where you're battling mages, you're going to have a deck, and you're going to have to shuffle that deck, and you're going to have to maybe chase after cards to build that deck, and hope that you draw the cards you want. In our game, you have a spell book that is based on a point system, and it's as simple as, if I'm trained in a school of magic, it's worth 1-to-1 points. If I'm not, it's 2-to-1 points. So this would be 1 point for a holy mage, 2 points for a non-holy mage, as simple as it can get.
Right.
The concept is that every turn we're going to have full access to this spell book. So if it's not a game where if you're crushing me and destroying me and I have 1 health left, that I have to put my hand on top of my deck and pray to the top deck gods that that's my heal card. I have full access to my spell book. I can flip through every turn. I'm going to take 2 cards out. I could go get my heal card, and I could heal myself on that turn. The only trick is I have to have mana to be able to cast it. Every spell requires mana. It's a cumulative resource you build up as the game develops, and you're going to be able to use that to cast creatures that can attack on the board. You're going to have zones on the board, so as you cast creatures, they will move around from zone to zone. You have enchantments that will buff up your creatures. You have enchantments that will debuff other creatures, and you're going to have attacks that will throw dice and do major amounts of damage, and maybe even some effects like burning or poisoning and things like that to other creatures as well. So it speaks to miniatures gamers, and it speaks to CCG players as well.
You guys kind of went the D&D route there, actually, with having a spell book and casting spells from your spell book.
Exactly. It does, when you walk away from this game, we wanted people to feel as though they were a mage. We wanted them to walk away going, wow, I felt like I was in that arena, casting those spells, slinging fireballs, shooting arrows, and making myself feel like a mage. And that's what we wanted to do. We actually have a really funny line in our rule book that says, if magic were real, this is what it would be. And that's what it is. People play this game, they walk away going, wow, I felt like a mage in that arena. And that's our whole goal. We want to have as much fun as possible, offer a strategic, engaging game, and something that's fun for everybody. We've played this with young kids, we've played this with older gamers, everybody in between has had a lot of fun. Sometimes just making your spellbook and putting all that together, and then of course playing the actual game and enacting your strategies in the game as well.
Now, Mage Wars has been around for a couple of years. And unfortunately, I haven't had the opportunity to play it.
You're so busy.
I move around a lot, you know. And so, what are you showing off here at Origins now?
Sure. Let me grab one for you. So this is our new release. This is called Forged in Fire. This is what we call a Spell Tome expansion, where we release 2 mages that are alternate versions of existing mages in our world. So previously we had a warlock and a warlord. Now we have a new female warlock and a dwarf warlord. They have different abilities, so if you're already familiar with playing a warlord or a warlock class, you're going to have something new to play with. But you're also going to get more cards to kind of bolster up your spell books and be able to do different things that you haven't done before. For example, the warlock has a fire weaving ability. After she burns you, she has the ability to manipulate the fire and move it from creature to creature. So if somebody's going really low on health, she can just pop that fireball over onto them and have them finish it off.
Nice.
The dwarf, as you would imagine, as they are forgers and miners, he has the ability to put runes on his equipment. So he can bring out a sword or an axe and make it do more damage. Or he can bring out a piece of armor and make it protect him more. He can do some really creative things like bringing out equipment, and if it's destroyed, it goes back into his spellbook and he can recast it again. So he's got part magic and part rune forging and part actually creating equipment, which is really, really cool. The other thing which you can't see because this is sealed, but the box is really heavy and sturdy because what we did is we have a magnetic clip on the side. When you open this up and take your cards out, you can actually take a fully filled spellbook, put it back in here, and close it up like a grimoire.
Nice.
So we give people, a nice little carrying case if they wanted to as well.
See, I like when companies think ahead of stuff like that.
We try and make it immersive, or be immersed in the game as much as possible. We actually just came out with these at Origins here as well. normally our status boards that track how much mana and how much damage you have use cubes, and these are magnetic. So these are going to be able to be really good. If you bang them down, they're not going to move around or anything.
Nice.
So cubes are great, and they do a good job. Every gamer loves cubes, but being able to know that, if some cat jumps on the table and moves something around, or you kind of knock the table a little bit with your leg, you don't have to worry about them moving at all. They stick on there really good. So those are really nice too. We just came out with those at Origins.
Excellent.
Quite a bit, and we've got everything for any type of player. We actually have, if you look at the banner here, we have 12 different mages in the game. The two new ones, the Paladin and the Siren, are going to be out later this year. But any type of mage you want to play, we've got it in the game. We've got Warlocks for cursing and fire. We've got Warlords for soldiers and armies. We've got Beastmasters for pets and animals. We've got Wizards for lightning and fire. We're about to have the Paladin for his healing and his dealing. We've got Holy Priests. I mean, there's just any type of archetype you might like is going to be in there from a fantasy perspective. And we try to keep it as logical as possible, right? I mean, most people, when you look at that Paladin, people know what a Paladin is. Whether you're a video gamer, a board gamer, or an RPGer, if I say Paladin, you expect what that archetype is going to do. You want him dealing damage and you want him healing damage.
Right.
That's what that guy's going to do. So we try to keep it as logical as possible for people.
Well, all right, Scott. Now, for the people who are unfortunate enough not to be at Origins, where can they pick up Mage Wars and the new Forged Fire expansion?
Pretty much everywhere. Every major distributor in the United States carries it, so almost every retailer should have access to it. You can get it at your friendly local game store. If they don't have it, ask them to get it from their distributor. If not, they can go online, arcanewonders.com or magewars.com, and you can get it online there as well.
All right, great. Well, Scott, thanks a lot.
Awesome, thank you.